Israel launched a targeted airstrike against senior Hamas leaders in Doha, Qatar, marking an unprecedented expansion of its military campaign in the Middle East. The attack occurred on September 9, 2025, and specifically struck a residential complex housing Hamas officials who have been central to ceasefire negotiations in the ongoing Gaza conflict. This operation broadened Israel's reach into Qatar, which has long served as a political base and mediator for Hamas, drawing immediate condemnation from the Qatari government and international observers alike. The assault was carried out by the Israeli Defense Forces, the IDF, in coordination with Israel's Shin Bet intelligence agency, targeting figures responsible for orchestrating attacks against Israel, including the October 7, 2023 massacre. Prominent among those targeted was Kali al-Hayya, a senior Hamas leader and chief negotiator based in exile. Although Hamas officials claim that key leaders survived the strike, 6 individuals, including Qatari security personnel, were killed and several others were injured. The Israeli military stated it took precautions to minimize collateral damage, employing precise munitions informed by accurate intelligence. Mr. Due Process, the ongoing war in Gaza has long escalated to the point that it is now, targets are being, killed in areas that are not, adjacent or are not in proximity to Gaza. You can see Israel has attacked, targets in Iran, in Lebanon, in Afghanistan, in Qatar. So, but what does this portend? What does it entail for the war?
Yes, I've seen. It's very devastating to have had this happen in Doha. Qatar has been a perceived ally of the Israel, and it is on this basis I think discussions and negotiations were taken to Qatar to have this roundtable talk. But then I think as part of the front burner of conditions that were laid down for a peace deal was to release the hostages. I think at this stage there is no hiding place for Hamas. If they truly have the interests of the Palestine people that are victim of this war, they should kindly release all the hostages so that they can have the world rally around them, rally around the people of Palestine to achieve a permanent peace, because Israel has remained emphatic that it has a right to protect and defend our people. Of course, a country cannot move on when her citizens are still held hostage. If the hostages are there, release them. Release them so that there could be peace. Look at the devastation that is going on across Gaza. Everywhere has been, brought down to ruins, and it's not good. Human casualties, children, women, innocent civilians are also casualties of this war. I don't know how long this will escalate before the right thing is done, but I don't see Israel backing down without achieving our mission of taking back our hostages.
All right, Mr. Ibrahim.
All right. The attack on Qatar is a violation of international law to begin with. And, Qatar has been an ally of Israel. They supported them even when Iran attacked them. They were part of the countries that sent their air defense to destroy some of the drones sent by Iran. So the big question here, before we went into the nitty-gritty of hostage release and all of that, is will that make Israel a safer state or more isolated? Clearly, Israel is in a very hostile territory whereby most of its neighbors don't like it, does not even consider it as a country. So currently, recently, a lot of countries were signing that Abrahamic Accords, which they consider the state of Israel. And Qatar is one of the countries that signed the Abrahamic Accord. The only country that said we are not going to sign any agreement, we are not going to recognize Israel as a state, is Iran. So Iran is the only country in the territory that is openly hostile to Israel. Most of the countries, the Arab countries, they begin to accept the reality that Israel must exist. But under one condition, Israel must exist alongside an independent Palestine with equal right as humans under the international law. But who has been sabotaging this effort over the years is the state of Israel. They are warmongering. They attack Qatar now. Now they lose an ally, and it's going to make them a pariah state, clearly. And it begs the question, are they even interested in releasing the hostages in the first place? There is a negotiation in place, and he went ahead to kill the person negotiating. Do you want the negotiation to pass in the first place? And this is not the first time. It has been happening over and over again. When they took out that Hezbollah leader was Nasrallah, what was the reason behind taking him? America said, we want a negotiation between Hezbollah in the northern Israel. And Nasrallah make it clear that the only condition that will make him to sit with Israel is if they stop their genocide in Gaza. And all of a sudden, they eliminated him with surgical precision. And that begs the question, if Israel has the capability to take out strike in Iran, in Tehran, the headquarters of Iran, and killed Hamas leader, while Hamas is just a couple of kilometers on their border. Not just that, they control the land, the sea, and the air. Why would they come and tell us that they were not aware when Hamas were building tunnel just behind their border, when they planned to carry out attack on Israeli soil? While they have Mossad, that Mossad will go and have intelligence in Iran, 300 kilometers away from Israel, but a couple of kilometers away, they have no intelligence. And when they want to carry out strike on the leaders, they carry out with surgical precision. But when it comes to the Gaza, they kill everyone indiscriminately, and they claim that Hamas are hiding under the people. Clearly, it's a lie. And the main idea there has been portrayed by some of the key officials in the Israeli government, Ben Gvir, the Minister of Finance, and Smotrich, the Minister for Internal Affairs. They say they want to occupy Gaza. They want to occupy the West Bank. And there are settlements in the Gaza Strip and the West Bank that even the United Nations call it illegal. So with this illegal occupation of the people, they are not going for any solution for Israel. And that does not make Israel a safer state. Why? Because Hamas is an ideology. You can kill the leaders, but you can't kill the ideology. How does killing 60,000 people, making more than 30,000 children orphan, make you safer? These people will gang up against you. And even according to their own statistics, Hamas recruited, replaced their missing troops 5 in 1, because it's an ideology. You can't keep on maltreating people and expect them to be taking everything as if that idea that you are God chosen. You are God chosen according to your own interpretation. According to me, you are not God chosen. You get, and it is based on your own interpretation that God has promised you a land. God has become a real estate agent that is promising land to people. According to my own belief, I don't believe that nonsense. It does not make sense to me. So, and the basic idea of what's the name, secularism, is everyone to put aside his own religious belief. Everyone has that religious belief. But if that religious belief inflicts harm on another people, you have to put it aside, and we have to coexist in harmony, regardless of our difference. So, if they are fanatic states, then I think the best way for us to have a balance of power is when Iran have nuclear weapons. It is a fanatic state versus a fanatic state, and both the two have a nuclear power, so they can deter each other. That's the best way. But without nuclear weapon, if Israel is the only country that have nuclear weapon in the Middle East, there will never be peace. Going by the record that the Western countries have that reputation of warmongering. They will bully you if you don't have nuclear weapon. Look at the trend. Gaddafi get rid of his nuclear program. They attack Gaddafi immediately and kill him. Iraq get rid of their nuclear weapon. They came under the pretense of Iraq developing a weapon of mass destruction. They destroyed the country. But North Korea, when they have nuclear weapon, nobody dare to challenge North Korea. Pakistan have nuclear weapon. Nobody dare to challenge Pakistan. So they are telling the world that the only deterrence in the world is have nuclear weapon, and everybody will leave you alone. And it is a clear message. It's not sending people to stop.
Ibrahim.
I don't believe in nuclear weapon. I prefer a nuclear-free world. But all the countries on earth should destroy their nuclear weapon. No one should have a monopoly over violence, and no one has a monopoly over virtue. And with regards to the hostages, don't forget that it is not only Israel that have hostages. Palestine have more than 2,000 hostages, and that's why some people that are in the pro-Hamas, they'll tell you that they want a leverage so that Israel, at the same vein, will release their own hostages, the 1,000 children that they put in their own prison without going any judicial process. So there are Palestinian hostages in Israel, and there are Israeli hostages in Palestine. So it is not a one way, it is a two ways. And we can't get it right until we do justice. Yes, they have the power, they have the military strength to pull it. Once any country have the nuclear weapon, it is over. We have a balance of power. That's the reality.
Thank you very much. This is where we draw the curtain on DDM Morning Show. But let me remind you, if you look on the topics that we discuss, and then share this video so that every other person will see and watch and listen. I am Tosh Raphael. Mr. Due Process, thanks for your contribution and time.
Yes, thank you for having me.
All right, viewers, see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.